dumpster scooter. Hello everyone, Duke here, and my friend got this out of the dumpster. It's a Hover 1 Alpha, I believe. It's based off of the Xiaomi, which is what the Highboy's after, and this is, from what I can tell, it looks just like the Highboy S2, not the Pro model, with the exception that it has pneumatic tires, which are a bit flat. Now, this one, it also has the exact same charger as the Highboy, which worked out great, so I was able to test it because it wouldn't turn on at first, and with a little bit of charging, it actually comes on. No beeping, which I don't know if this one has it, and you can actually like turn on the lights, the double tap, and the rear light comes on, you know, registers the brake, but the front light does not. I feel like there's just a wire that may be disconnected, and you're actually able to switch speed modes here. You can see the little S come on there. But it actually, I mean, from everything I can tell, works, but I can't really test it because of a small little issue. If you notice right here, it was in some horrible accident, which I hope didn't bend the motor axle. I have a feeling it did. For this to happen, it must have been a pretty serious accident, and also something you may have noticed is all the tape on here, which I thought was like, you know, a shop indicating it was bad, but it's kind of a pattern on here, and how it covers the wheel and also up here makes me think that this was a style, which I don't care for. I just figured this might be a little fun project to work on, trying to see if I can restore a cheap, you know, free scooter essentially, because hey, worst case scenario, I just throw it out back to where it was. Good sign, I didn't even have to put any pressure on this. It's so loose. These, however, at least this one, are a lot tighter than that top one, which just came out right there, so that's at least a good sign. Let's see if we can unlock this one, which should be. Looks like they put red Loctite on these. Didn't hold up that well though. There we go, pops off there. And then we can go ahead and take off that, which there's no more screws. So technically, I mean, now, no telling how old the scooter is, but you can't preserve the security tape or whatever, the reflectors, because you got 4 screws underneath there that need to come out, which sucks, but hey, that's what you get for cheap parts. So wait, were there actually, no, okay, there weren't screws in the middle, but that's those 4 screws, and now we can, I guess that's all that's holding it together. I don't know, it's very odd. For an easier method to get behind this reflector, just stab through, and yeah, I didn't feel like just taking this off, so I just went all right, got this loose, and now, moment of truth. I mean, they look fairly straight, but you can only tell so much. Alright, so you take off this ring, and then you pry off this ring, and then it comes off. Now, of course, you'll notice you've got this ring on top of here, which we don't want to lose. And also there's another ring. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Put this over here. You should probably not do this out in the grass, but alas, here we are. Let's see if I can do this real quick. There we are. So yeah, there's the other ring right there, and we can, I guess I shouldn't have bent this, but I don't really care. And you can accurately see now, this is what it should look like. And this is what it looks like, which, in comparing these, this one's a little larger, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. I mean, the dimensions are definitely a little different, but I feel like I can make it work, at least to test to see if the motor does. So, slide this, ow. What just fell out? Piss. I think this goes, yeah, okay, never mind. This goes up top. So I've actually got the new thing on there, and you notice how much taller it is. And actually the front air holds tire, but the back air, or the back tire doesn't hold any air, and I couldn't rip it off. I had a friend help, and we couldn't rip it off because I don't know why it's so tough. But I'm having an issue with the steering. So if you notice, it seems to steer here, but let's say I hold the bottom wheel, this spins freely, and I don't really know why, or you know, what's causing that. On the old column, you notice you've got this little locking rod, and well, yeah, see it's got these little grooves that it locks in there. This one does not have it. I mean, obviously it's a different platform, but I have some extra parts for a Highboy, and so I'm gonna try playing around with these and seeing if I can get it to hold down, because it's almost like this is just like, it's getting too loose, and I don't know why. We're fixing this thing again. But today, we're replacing the rear wheel with a solid one. But before I do that, I gotta get the rear wheel off, which I'm assuming is another cinnamon thing where I gotta stab this. Sure enough. So, a bit strangely, is there only like one screw that holds these in? I mean, maybe these, but that's just, you can see it kind of moving there, so I'm wondering, there's gotta be more, right? So after removing all these bolts, I basically shimmied this off, and you can kind of see this piece right here goes on there. And here, it looks like the other tire had the same thing, and here's the rear tire. There is the new one, which is just a fully solid tire, and so looks like our brake disc isn't really warped at all, which is good. Might need to readjust the brakes, but let's get this old tire off, get this one cleaned up. I will pay good money if someone invents some kind of tire changing tool for scooters that doesn't involve me using a Dremel, freaking chain cutters, all sorts of tools. Finally got it off. I had to basically just cut it in half. So now I just gotta figure out how to unscrew this, which I'll do with an adjustable wrench. Here it is. I'm not looking forward to it. Sticking on this, which is somehow, it's difficult, but it is easier to put on a wheel than to take off one. So, also, if you're wondering why I didn't record that process, because I'm not a pro at that. There are tutorials online that make it look really easy, but none of them worked for me, so you kind of just got to figure it out for yourself. It's not an easy process. Same thing with putting this on, because you basically just, you know, push that into there, which I hope this is the right size. Roba. Alrighty, the hot pot method worked pretty good. This fits. I don't know, it looks odd. Like, it's almost like this tire is too small, but I know this is the right size, but it's gonna work. I mean, with how tight this tire is, it's gonna work. So now we'll put this back in and it should be good to go. So here is the scooter. Not exactly finished because I gotta clean it, but it's mechanically running. We've got a new solid tire in the rear. I had to adjust the brakes a lot. Of course, it's got a new stem because the other one was bent to crap, and I'm probably gonna take it off and Loctite it all down because I want to put the plastic covers back on. Aside from that, really the only other, I guess, mechanical, or not really mechanical issue, it's electrical issue, is the non-working headlight, which I'll see if I can take a look at. Hopefully it's not too big of a fix, but everything else seems to work. So now it's just a matter of testing it and trying it out and fixing any other small little issues I see, because hey, it runs. So for basically, I mean, granted I had that spare part, so I mean, it didn't cost me anything. So essentially, like, what, $15 for a spare tire? I turned this e-waste into something that runs, which I'm pretty happy about. It's definitely a cheap scooter. I mean, this thing only has disc brakes, which is nice, but it doesn't have any e-braking, which I wish it did, because that's just really nice to have. But hey, it's what you get for a cheap scooter, but it's running now. So, hope you enjoyed this video. This has been the Duke, signing off.